If for a portion of last month you made roughly 600k, okay, would you like to make the same 600k?
No, I want to make more.
You want to make more. I think that one of the first things you need to do is to be on top of your numbers. If you found yourself in a conference center and you pressed the elevator button and the elevator opened and you saw an investor, you won't have time to look at your books.
Let's meet today's game changer.
Hi. I'm Miriam Usman. Mimi Concept, Mimi's Gele, and Mimi Essential. Mimi Concept is hairstyling and makeup. Mimi's Gele, you do Gele then. Mimi's Essential is my hair page. I sell wigs and hair extensions. Okay, what inspired me? I just love doing makeup. I've been running the business for 4 years professionally. Daily resilience and being honest. Yes, I am.
But what's the strategy for success? After the break, we bring in our expert.
Hi, Miriam.
Hi.
Pleasure to have you here.
Same here.
Look forward to our conversation today. Hopefully by the end of this conversation, you walk away with a bit more clarity about how to run your business. Okay, so can you take a few minutes to tell us about yourself, your background, and your business?
Okay. Hi, I'm Miriam Usman, the founder of Mimi Concept, Mimi's Gele, and Mimi Essential. So I'm a makeup artist, a hairstylist, and a gele artist, and also a hair vendor as well. So I started a business professionally 2020, yeah.
Great.
So while growing up, I always like doing makeup, like I like the fashion thing. My aunt is always rubbing makeup on me and I really love it. So after school, after my SSC, while waiting for admission, then I just saw one flyer and I just picked it up. So it was my sister that even brought it to the house. And I said, let me just go this free training in church. So that's how I started the makeup thing. So I went to like 2 different places to train, and I was like, okay, I also like hairstyling. So I went to hairstyling as well. So I paused the makeup, then I entered into hairstyling. So I started doing normal. I don't braid, just basically the fixing. That's what I do. So afterwards, I went to gele as well. But the gele was not like really intensive training. During that lockdown 2020, a friend of mine shared, I think Oni Gele's post. Yeah, Oni Gele is a big gele artist.
Okay.
So he was doing like a free training online. So that's when I started. I was watching the videos and I really love the craft. I like tying scarves, so that's why I joined the program. I joined the class. I kept on practicing on my mannequin during the lockdown because you can't go anywhere. So that's when I perfect my gele. Then I started. So most of the time, clients wanted to do makeup and do gele. That's how it was. And some clients just wanted to just do the 3, to just cut costs. So that's how it is. So then I just started. Some people still ask me, do you sell hair? So I just put it. It was this year I just started selling hair. That's all.
Okay, that's very interesting. That's an interesting backstory, and your passion for what you do clearly shines forth. So, you mentioned the word clients. How many clients do you currently have?
I recently moved to the island because I got married last year.
Okay.
So I'm trying to build my client base.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So more of my client previously was like referral because I do a lot of collaboration. So I'm just coming up.
Okay.
Like I said, I just started. I'm still growing. I'm still growing in the business. So I don't have a lot of clients.
Okay.
So I do more of collaboration, and I think it's returning back. They are returning also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that seems to suggest that perhaps some of the people you were serving on the mainland are location sensitive, meaning that because it's mainland and now you're on the island, you are not really serving them anymore.
Yes.
Okay, so you're now trying to build a new
Client base.
on the island.
Yes, sir.
Okay, but you mentioned collaborations.
Yeah.
Tell me about those collaborations. What does that mean?
Like-
how does that work?
I do the three.
Mm-hmm.
So some people are just doing just one. Like most of them are makeup artists, so
Okay.
you need an hairstylist to just
Okay.
you just come together and just create
Okay.
something to post, like we're showcasing our brand as well.
Mhm.
Like just come and do your thing. It's not like this is what you want. So everybody will just come up with
Yeah.
an idea, just being creative. That's the collaboration. So both photographers and all videographers, everybody
So
together.
that's a team effort.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, but you do get paid for the small aspect of the teamwork that
No,
you do.
for the collaboration.
For the collabs.
No, nobody pays.
Okay.
We contribute to pay the model and pay for the
Okay.
space.
Okay.
That's how it works.
Okay. So, clearly, revenue is in your future, right? So you're not yet making money,
Yeah.
but you are doing something that is putting you out there and will hopefully make you money in a short space of time.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, how have you seen that people have received these collaborations? So when you guys come together and create the videos, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, videos. So everybody teams together,
Yes.
contributes and creates these videos, uses a model, create the videos. How are those things being received? Do you share them on socials?
Yes.
What was the reception on socials? Instagram, TikTok? I don't know where you share them, right?
Yeah.
But
Instagram.
what does that look like? Are they received?
Yeah.
And when they are received, have you seen any, oh my God, I can't wait to experience this Mimi? Have you gotten any of those types of responses?
Yes.
Okay. So what I think that is most important for you right now is what we call conversion. Okay. So think about it like this. So right now you're investing.
Yes.
Okay. You're sowing a seed, right? You're paying something forward. And you don't want to do that forever.
No.
There has to be a time when it starts to pay you back.
Yes.
Good. So you want to be monitoring the investments as you are making them so that you are observing what is working and what is not working. Because you don't have revenue yet, okay? The next best thing that I think you should be focusing on is the closest predictor of revenue. The thing that signals that the thing that signals that you are close to making revenue. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're not yet making money. You are sowing seed. You're investing. I think what you should focus now is signals that almost guarantee that you will eventually make money. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what are those signals? You are doing something that will make money in the future. That thing that you are doing is videos, right? With a team of fellow collaborators, right?
Fellow creatives.
Fellow
So,
creatives.
yeah.
Beautiful, lovely word. Fellow creatives. Now, are you guys as a team tracking the effectiveness of those creative outputs?
Yeah, we are.
Okay, so tell me how you tracking them.
So when the job comes in, maybe let's say the videographer has a client,
Mhm.
and you will go to your page. They will ask you, obviously, do you have an Instagram handle? And they go check the page. And obviously, I'm not the only one they are collaborating. So they have a lot of other people's work.
Mhm.
Get even me too. I don't just work with one team. I have a lot of team I work with. So
Okay.
my job is going to be on the page.
Mhm.
So when client like, this is what I want. So the person will now refer, this is the person that did this particular job, and that's how it comes. So even me too, a client will just come to my page. So who took this video, who did this picture, who did this makeup, or who did the hair. Sometimes I might be the one to do the hair. There'll be a makeup artist. So I don't just do the three. Sometimes some clients want separate, like they want a gele artist, a makeup artist, and hairstylist. So I do the three, so I can fit in anyone. That's why I work with a lot of people. So they will just ask questions. Me too, I do refer some jobs too. That's how it works. So
Okay.
it's always coming back.
Okay. Do you think there's a excellent? And I must commend the fact that you've been strategic enough to position yourself as useful for more than one area of specialty, right? So, question for you: Do you track the number of referrals that come out of? Are you measuring the referrals that are coming out of those collaborations? So, if you and I, and maybe two other people, do 10 collaborations, out of every 10 collaborations we do, how many of them result in a direct referral for you?
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you have an idea?
Yes.
Just a rough idea?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So what does that look like? As in, how many out of 10
How many out of them? Like,
will result in a referral? Yeah. Just estimate.
estimate like 8.
8.
Yeah.
That's high. Okay. So when you get those referrals, okay, 8 out of 10, which are, oh, this looks really nice. Who is the person that did the makeup for this particular video shoot? Or who is the person that did the gele or the hairstyling? Those are the 3 things you do. And then from the team page, the person clicks on your page and can see more of the works that you have done. So we are able to track 8 out of every 10. So if we get those ones, are you currently doing them pro bono, or are you charging for those referrals?
I charge.
Okay. So on an average, how many of those are making money, and how much are you charging for them?
How many of those?
How many of those 8 that are directly talking to you now? You know, the first page is not your page, it's the team page.
Yes.
But somebody left the team page to come and explore your expertise, your specialty.
Yeah.
Now they're on your own personal page or your own business page, as the case may be. Now, on your page, how much are you making from your page? So we've established that, generally speaking, just an estimate, out of every 10 exposures, you get usually about 8 direct inquiries. Good. So now, can you estimate for us again what that 8 direct inquiries turns to in a month? Is that 8,000 naira per month? Is that 80,000 naira per month? Is that 800,000 naira per month? Just an estimate.
I think at times the job is impromptu. Some people don't book ahead, so I can just wake up one morning and somebody has booked me. Even while I'm here, they can just book. So I cannot just
For a
give
job
like
the same day?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've traveled out. I've traveled to another state for the same job, like impromptu, from another work to another work.
Okay.
So as of last month was really, really mind blowing.
Okay.
I can mean like up to like 600k last month.
Okay.
Just in 2 weeks here. 2 weeks, not like the full month.
The full month.
So I cannot even track like a whole but I have my book.
Okay.
So I don't really know like okay in a month, but in 2 weeks I mean like 600k.
Okay.
Sometimes so it just go up. Sometimes I don't make up to that as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so question for you.
Alright.
What does growth mean to you? What does it mean if you say someone wants to help you grow your business? What does that mean?
I feel like investing, like
Grow your business. What does it mean? What would you like to see happen to your business that looks like growth? What does it mean to you?
like moving up, like leveling up.
Leveling up.
Yes.
Beautiful. So if for a portion of last month you made roughly 600k, okay, for a portion of last month, would you like to make the same 600k this month?
No, I want to make more.
You want to make more?
Yes.
Good. Let's just say, for discussion purposes, you want to double that.
Yes.
You want to make 1.2 next month,
Yes.
and then 1.8 the next month, and then 2.4 the next month, right?
Yes.
That looks like growth.
Yes.
Good. I think that one of the first things you need to do to be able to achieve that type of growth is to be on top of your numbers. So you said you have a record system. You have a way of keeping your books, right?
Yes.
But you are not very confident. You're not very sure of what the exact number that you made last month is.
Yes, sir.
You need to become the kind of person that if somebody taps you off from sleep, how much did you make last year? It's at your fingertips. Because if you found yourself in a conference center and you pressed the elevator button and the elevator opened and you saw an investor, you won't have time to look at your books.
Exactly.
It needs to be at your fingertips. It needs to be on your lips, right? So one of the first things to master when it comes to growing your business is understanding your numbers. And there are certain numbers that are important. Some people use fancy words. Some people say top line. Top line means how much money did you make. Bottom line means how much profit did you make. So you can make 600K, but your profit is 60K. You can make 600K, but your profit is 6K. You can make 600K, but your profit is minus 60K, meaning you spent more than meaning you're in a loss.
Yeah.
So you need to have those numbers always at your fingertips. Okay, that's just the tip. So we established that you'd like to grow. Okay, I would love that if we're having this conversation again in 6 months' time, you are at 3.6 million in a month. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and we can do it. Okay, so how can we do that? Okay, there are a couple of techniques to keep in mind when you want to grow a business.
Okay.
Okay, number one is to increase the number of customers you have, or number two, increase the number of things you are selling to the same number of customers. So let's say, just on an estimate, 600K, let's just use it as an example.
Okay.
Let's say that 600K came from the entire month. Okay. How many people would you say it came from? How many customers?
Just 2 customers.
2. So can we say that the average transaction size for your business for last month was 300K per customer? Right? Just for discussion purposes. It might change, it might go up or down, but just for discussion purposes. So what I just said, let me say it in another way.
All right.
The way to grow any business, including your business, the way to grow your business is to either in the next month sell to a higher number of customers. So last month we did 2 customers 600K. How can we sell to 4 customers 1.2 million? Okay, that's one way, option 1.
Yeah.
Or how can we sell 2 customers 300K each? Can I sell 600K to each customer so that I still have 2 customers, but now I'm making more from my small number of customers? Does that make sense?
Yes.
All right. So I like the fact that you already have more than one way to make money, because that signals to me that if, for instance, 300K came from makeup and 300K came from gele, then it means there is an idle hairstyling that we didn't make money from in a particular month. Do you get where I'm going? So
Yes.
So in order to grow the amount of money we are making from each customer, we can think of offering them more services. You said something about starting to sell hair.
Yeah.
That is not yet active. Hopefully by month 6, when we have another conversation, it's the same number of customers, but now 600 has become 2.4. I think that's it. There's no secrets to it, right? So
Yes.
I mean, that's it basically. Thank you for obliging us. Thank you for sharing about your business and your person. I'm rooting for you. I look forward to hearing that you are now on the faces of newspapers and TV programs.